Okay, time for the DVDs for this DVD and Blu-ray update. These first few that I'm going to show you, you actually already know that I have, if you've been keeping up with my previous few videos. I got the rest of The Office, Seasons 7, 8, and 9, along with the digital shorts collection, but since pretty much like 90% of what's on here you can get on on the season says as it is, I really don't know if I'm going to keep this, to be honest. I'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. These next two are seasons of a TV show that I showed you in my last DVD and Blu-ray video. I saw like 4 or 5 episodes of the first season and liked what I saw to feel like, I might just, get more of it. An opportunity presented itself for me to get more, and so I decided to pick up seasons 3 and 4 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And who knows, it could end up being that I don't become as big a fan of the show as I think I'll be, but it seems like Amazon is putting the DVDs out of print in wake of like HD transfers, even though supposedly they changed it from full screen to widescreen, so you're losing picture or getting the picture distorted. I'm not going to do that, come on. If it's shot in full screen, show it in full screen, come on. Expanding the superhero thing collection, I picked up the one and only season of Blade. When I reviewed the movies, I mentioned that I had seen a couple episodes of this show and I had liked it, but for whatever reason I never finished it. Well, now that I've got it, I think I'll be able to finish it now. And even though it was a one-season wonder, I'm pretty sure it actually doesn't end on a cliffhanger, unlike a bunch of other one-season wonders like V, both of them, admittedly, along with, I think, Limitless, the TV show, yeah. And it seems like, according to Joe Wagner here, this actually got fairly nice ratings, but the network had to cut something, yeah. Bit of a bummer, because from what I saw of it, I liked it. These next two were expanding on a TV show that I had, as is the case for most of what I'm going to show you. I picked up seasons 12 and 13, yes, 12 and 13 of Hell's Kitchen. But just an update for those few fans of the show that don't know this, seasons 13 and 14, they have a different narrator. That's annoying. So I just need to pick up one more season of that show, and then I'm all caught up on the DVDs, and then maybe I can actually make the review for that show, even though it's been years since I've seen the original seasons. Oh gosh. Now these next 3 will require a little bit of an explanation. My dad showed me the first one of these a long time ago. Then a couple years ago I got a desire to check out the book that the show was based on, and then it took me a year and a half of on and off reading to finish it because I kept reading too many fan fictions, but I decided to get this show, and even though it was made 40 years ago, I'm looking at it and I go, this could have been made 20 years ago. It doesn't look that dated at all, honestly. It was real easy for me to watch this. It was a real shock, especially given the condition of the box that I got it in because of taking all those darn stickers off. I got to me the original miniseries of Roots. I've got the book back there, but I'm not planning on showing that, so yeah, it was a real treat for me to view this, and even though the sets, all crumply and the discs had various scratches on them, actually they didn't skip at all anywhere, and just amazing. So for $4, I got Roots, baby. I enjoyed that so much, I decided that I would actually continue with the franchise, and I picked up Roots: The Next Generations. Even though actually, ironically, when I started watching this, I go, this actually looks more dated than the first one, and this had more money. Yeah, that was kind of a weird feeling. You can tell that this one is actually a little bit more dated, even though it was a nice follow-up, really it was. Now, if you pick up Roots the Complete Collection, they give you another disc of bonus features, but according to the few reviews that I've seen, it seems like a good amount of that is really just a reincarnation of the interviews you get on these two shows already. And then you also get Roots the Gift, but apparently they show it in widescreen when it was made in full screen. So what I did was that I poked around online and I actually found someone who had uploaded it in its original aspect ratio and actually very good quality. And then I downloaded it and viewed it, and I enjoyed that, despite it having continuity errors. I still felt like checking out the remaining stuff that were related to Roots, so I picked up the remake. Even though I really wish this hadn't been titled Roots, to be honest. I think it should have been titled something else. Because, like, as a remake, I've got a couple of issues with it, but as a TV show on its own, it's pretty good. Although having all those night scenes wasn't entirely the best move, because there were times where it was tough for me to figure out what was going on. Oh, well, nothing's perfect. So now all I need to do to finish discussing everything Roots related is watch and read Alex Haley's Queen. But read the book first, yeah. Now these next three I'm just going to show you and then do the explanation. I got stories, well, DVDs, sorry, 3, 4, and 5 of Doctor Who. Now I know what you're thinking. Are these DVDs black? Yeah, they are, if you get them from the US or Canada. These are the UK releases of these stories. Now, why do I have the UK releases? Because, for whatever reason, pretty much every single DVD of Doctor Who is going out of print in the US, but nothing's going out of print at the UK, and even if you import them and change from pounds to the dollar, it's still cheaper to get them. So I bought me a multi-region DVD player, and I gradually plan on building the collection of Doctor Who after I do a couple of other things that I've got with me. Because I do want to watch more of that show, even though it is, kind of simple, but I do like sci-fi stuff. Although I'm not a super geek about it, and there will be times where I'm going to find that show boring. I definitely agree with that, because there's a couple episodes of the first story that were just... Since I picked up Halloween, the complete collection, I had to pick this up because Aaron Isaac pointed it out. I got Halloween 25 Years of Terror, and even though I got this used, you wouldn't guess that this was used. This is like new, almost mint, and not only that, it's got the insert, which you can barely see back there, and then a miniature comic. Just, woo, I was real surprised to see these goodies. Haven't viewed it, but it's one of those things that you just grab, Now, this next DVD was a DVD that I had when I first started this particular channel, but I ended up having to sell it when I was with my uncle because I was running out of spare cash, and I decided to get some more. I also sold the Batman Beyond complete set, a couple seasons of Survivor that I had, the Alien Quadrilogy, and my Star Trek Enterprise discs. So out of all that, this is the only thing that I've repurchased, even though I do plan on getting the other stuff at some point. Even though the Batman Beyond complete series set is out of print, you can get the individual seasons for $20, $25 total, right? But I was real glad to get this back in the collection because I actually never finished watching it, and I really would like to finish it this time. I picked up one of Ken Burns' masterpieces, Baseball. But note, this actually isn't what is traditionally referred to as the front cover. This is actually the front cover because if this was the front cover, the discs would be facing outward. It doesn't work like that, but the weird thing is when you see promotional art for this, they use this. Oh, and I'm not biased or anything, it's just this, based on its positioning, is the front cover. What's up with that? Now that's the new box set. The old box set does actually have a disc that has stuff on it that the new set doesn't have, so if you want to have everything, you got to get that too, which I obviously did. Extra innings disc. Right, so now I've got everything on baseball that I currently have until he decides to make a new one, which I think he's planning on doing either around the turn of the decade or like 2025, I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Now, these next DVDs that I'm going to show you, this is the last batch of DVDs for a TV show that I saw a fair amount as I was growing up and watching it air on the Discovery Channel. And I really enjoyed this show, but recently I learned that all the DVDs are out of print. You can still get them on Amazon, I think, but they're all going retail, so maybe they're not totally out of print. They're just making them, you know, when people order them, even though there's no, like, real indication. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to, start buying them. And currently I've got about half of, what I need to do, but I'm still missing a good amount of the seasons, even though I am pretty sure that every episode for this show is out, because what they did was that they released the pilot episodes of the show, and then they broke the remaining episodes into 11 seasons of, DVDs. Even though, oddly, on the listings on Amazon, they don't include special episodes for this show. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Mythbusters. This is the pilot DVD, as you can see there. I also picked up the first season. The outer case for this, you know, was just crap, even though I'm actually planning on buying one of these seasons again, and then just putting, you know, all these discs in there so it fits into one keep case. That's what I want to do. And then it goes like this. Then I also picked up what is technically Season 1, Volume 2. It's really Season 2. It's just a repackage thing. Again, I'm going to, you know, limit the disc size. I also picked up Seasons 4 and 5. Season 4 used to be the one disc per keep case, but then they re-released it. But like with the Ken Burns sets, they put the covers in the wrong bits. What's up with that? Right. And then I also picked up the 11th season because I was able to get it off the Discovery Channel website cheap. And yes, this is the last season because if you look there. So I still got to pick up Season 3 and then Seasons 6 through 10. And then I should have everything related to the Mythbusters, but because they're all going retail, I have to pay like, I don't know, $240 for everything. It's just crazy. And like eBay is not really any cheaper. Trust me, I've done a bunch of checking, and I'm kind of short on money right now because I'm doing full-time student now at the university that I'm currently studying at, and yeah. So I'm not entirely sure how great the next DVD and Blu-ray update is, but a lot can happen in 6 months, which is why I spaced these out so long, right? Okay, well, that concludes this DVD and Blu-ray update. Later, guys. People.